This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the Mystery Ranch Forager Hip Mini, which I've been testing for the past 3 weeks. If you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. Let's dive in. So we've got two materials to work with on the exterior of this thing. We've got 330D Robic ATY, which is air textured yarn, and then 210D Robic, I don't know how to say this, Diogen nylon. So very durable materials here, but the one thing I like about these is that they're also pretty lightweight. This thing, I've got it really packed out right now, but when it's empty, it really doesn't feel super heavy. I know it's a tiny sling, so that kind of seems silly to say, but it feels pretty lightweight, especially when you're wearing it. I've got a lot in here right now, so it's a little bit heavy, but it feels pretty comfortable as well. And I think a lot of that comes down to the materials that they chose to do and the design they chose to do, which we're about to get into. There's 9 colorways to choose from. I really dig this one, and there are quite a few that have a nice like contrast between their colors. You've got like almost like a military greenish color here, or tan, not exactly sure how to describe it. Greenish, tannish, desertish. But then we've got this, like I call this mint teal on the logo here and on the zipper pull. So really nice contrast. I really dig how those come together, but there are some colorways that match those colors too. So depending what you like, you can probably find one in the 9 options currently available on Mystery Ranch's site. We've got YKK zippers on this thing. We got one on the outside, one on the inside. And this thing just, smooth and easy, nothing to really talk about there. On the back here, we've got a Duraflex buckle. It feels a little bit big for the task at hand here with such a small sling, but it doesn't get in the way. I can't really feel it while I'm wearing it, so no real issues to report there either. Going back to the front, as you can see, there's really not that much going on. There's not a lot of attachment loops or anything like that, or any, I should say, and it's just a pretty simple sling. I should note that the sling attaches on the strap with this little hard piece of plastic here onto that little fabric loop. And I, a few times, actually used this as an attachment point to attach a carabiner. I was using this for some fishing over the past 3 weeks, and I attached my net on with a carabiner right here and also a little mini tackle box. And that worked pretty well. It did, depending how I was wearing it, kind of tend to drag down because there was added weight there, but that does work for that. You obviously don't want to overload this thing because if it broke, then the sling is kind of useless at that point. So, but just a note to people who do like attachment loops. I know most of the people who really like Mystery Ranch like doing outdoorsy stuff. You can attach something on this little loop here. There's also one on that side, so you can do that if you'd like. So moving on to the back panel, we've got pretty ample padding here on the back, and then also these little hip huggers. I really like it when packs have these, I call them hip huggers. I think you know what I mean. They kind of just extend off the pack where otherwise the strap would be, and that kind of protects you from this little plastic piece digging in. Just kind of feels like you're kind of getting a hug while you're wearing it. I really dig those, and that has the padding and the aeration as well. So this thing stays pretty cool depending on the weather where you're going or where you're at. It might get a bit hot and sweaty, but these do a pretty good job, especially for what they're tasked with, I think. There is a pocket right here, so depending on what you put in that pocket, it can really affect comfort. But if you're just throwing like a phone or something in there, it's flat, so it's gonna stay pretty comfortable. But whatever you throw in there, you can feel it while you're wearing it, which I think is worth noting. On the straps here, we don't have any padding or anything like that, but for the size of the sling, I don't really miss it. Typically, I do like at least a little bit of padding, maybe around the buckle, but as I said, I didn't really miss it, and I thought that this overall was a very comfortable experience. We've got strap keepers here, and I really dig that because this is a hip pack, but you can wear it as a crossbody or really however you want to wear it, and when you, depending on how you're wearing it, it's gonna be tighter or looser, so you have these elastic strap keepers to ensure that the strap isn't kind of flailing in the wind while you're going on a hike or exploring a new city. So I dig their inclusion. They work really well. Just kind of keep everything out of the way when you're not using them. So we got the first section of the Fit Note in hip pack mode here. This is a good mode for if you really want to have good access to your stuff. If you were to go crossbody, it's a little bit closer, as you'll see, and it's just very comfortable. You can really see those hip huggers in motion. They really just add a little bit of comfort. You can wear this on your back if you'd like as well, and do the same thing on your back. Very comfortable. I don't typically like wearing things in hip pack mode, but this one did feel a little bit more comfortable than others that I've tested. And I really just like the size. It really, everything you can put in your pockets, you put it in there instead, and then you don't have to have anything in your pockets, so it's comfortable. So now I'm in crossbody mode, and I like to wear my crossbody slings a lot higher up, just like knowing that it's there and that feels comfortable to me. But you can loosen this thing up quite a bit and wear it lower if you'd like. You can also wear it on your back. I did that quite a bit while I was hiking with it, and also took this thing rock hunting and was just loading rocks in here, and just kind of liked having the weight up here as opposed to on my back or lower down. This is very comfortable as well, and those hip huggers kind of turn into chest or back huggers, and just again, a very comfortable sling, especially for its small size. So we've just got one secondary compartment to work with on this thing. Little snap button pocket on the back here. I've got my phone shoved in there right now. This is an iPhone 11 with a pretty small case on it, and this just barely fits in there. There's a little bit of wiggle room, but not much. So if you do have a larger phone or like a big case, it might not fit inside of there. Obviously no organization inside there or anything, just a small little metal buckle up there, or button, not buckle I should say. And the button, I typically worry about buttons because, like, especially on the back panel, because you think you're gonna feel it, but didn't have any issues with feeling it, even wearing just a t-shirt, so nothing really bad to report there. Moving into the main compartment here, I've just got for while I was hiking, I like having a battery bank. This one's a little bit overkill. This is the one that I was using, and then a universal cable here in the main area. There was quite a bit of extra room, I should say quite a bit, enough room to stow extra goodies if you needed to. And then on the back panel here, we've got a zippered compartment, which I've just got my wallet stowed inside there right now. I've got my Chum's surf shorts inside there. And that's really all that's going on inside in the main compartment here. Just open area, no organization on the outside of that pocket. And then we just got that mesh pocket here. And this is not stretchy mesh, it's, you know, rugged mesh, I guess I could call it. And then you've got the zipper on the top there. I should mention that this opening is kind of small here. So depending on what you're putting in there, like I had a GoPro with like a little handle on it, and I couldn't get them in together, but separately I could put them inside, and like then I even tried, because I was curious, I could attach the GoPro to like the tripod mount inside there. So like once it was in there, it fit, but it couldn't get through the opening because of, like, it was too wide. That's a really niche case, and I don't think it'll really affect much usage, but the opening on this is not very big and just can be kind of a little bit difficult to like get into and open this zipper because the opening just isn't that big. So just something to think about. It is a very small sling, so I guess that's kind of to be expected. I don't think I have really big hands or anything like that, but just something that I noted in using it. But overall, very happy with the amount of gear I could stow inside of here, especially, I feel like I've said it a bunch, but this sling is tiny, but it kind of has what you'd expect from a larger sling kind of thrown into a smaller sling without really feeling like it's getting in your way. So overall, very happy with this thing, and it's held up really well, as you can see from the materials on the outside and on the inside. I had a pair of needle nose pliers in here for a lot of my most recent trip because I was fishing, and I just had them in there, and no real, incidents to report as far as the materials. They've held up really well. I can't really say enough nice things about this little sling, but if you want to be able to put a bunch of stuff in a sling and keep your pockets free, this might not be the sling for you, because again, it is very small. But I'll stop blabbering on about the size, but if you're looking for a capable sling, this might be the one for you. So there you have it, the Mystery Ranch Forager Hit Mini. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.